This is You Know the Fucking Vibe, where we talk about love, sex, relationships, gossip, and all your trending topics. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications to be notified when a new video is posted. What's good, y'all? Y'all already know the vibes. It's your girl Dream,
Damo. And today we have two guests with us, City and Tati. Welcome. We are celebrating Pride Month, as we know. And our two guests today are proud members of the LGBTQ plus community. Okay. So today, just to break the ice and get us all worked in and getting to know each other, getting comfortable talking with each other, we're going to do a little icebreaker for you guys. And so during this icebreaker, our guests have to guess the term for the definition that I give. Now, all of these terms, of course, are dealing with the LGBTQ plus community. So if they get it correct, they do not have to take a shot. But if they get the term wrong, they do have to take a shot. So we're gonna see.
First of all, what y'all drinking on? What y'all got to take shots?
Right. Because Tati looked like she was drinking water. I don't know.
You saw my water. This is the water.
City, what do you have in the bag?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got a little
It's the small bottle though. It's not the big one, but
it's fine. That's fine.
Right, as long as we get lit, that's all that matters.
So we kind of have both of y'all lit after this game, so we'll see.
But I guess not trying to make it too hard either, you know.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go with City first. Okay. So this term is a sexual orientation that describes a person who is emotionally and sexually attracted to people of their own gender and people of other genders.
Is that pansexual? Because it says other genders. I'm gonna go with pansexual. Yeah.
So that is actually incorrect. That is bisexual.
No,
it is bisexual.
You gotta be correct.
Pour up, City, pour up.
Right, I feel like
what?
you tried to it.
The only reason why is because this is a problem. So you gotta
super
educate.
right.
Yeah. But I think when you say other genders, because I think it's bisexual. I think for the most part is just you're attracted to men and women, but pansexual is you're transgender men, transgender women, non-binary men, or non-binary individuals. I don't know. It's a little misleading. I'll take a shot if I want.
Yes.
When I heard other, I'm like,
because. Okay, so I'll try to be more clear and also my definition too, because maybe that wasn't as clear. All right, so Tati, we're gonna go with you. Okay. So this describes a person whose gender identity is comprised of many genders.
Many genders. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna help Tatiana. I think I just said it, Tatiana. I said the word.
So the difference too, you have to remember is like gender versus sexual orientation as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So she said all genders. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what she's talking about. Blank.
I think I said it.
No. That's sexual orientation. All genders. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe.
It's a shot for her. It's a shot. Like that.
I know it's a shot.
It's a drink
for a shot.
It's a drink for you, ma'am.
Thank you, City.
It's my sour.
Yes.
My sour.
Let's get it. All right. So we're going back to City. Okay. So let's try to get as correct as possible.
Non-binary?
No, it was actually pangender.
What? I see. I was
Pangender.
thinking binary. That's what I was like. It's right on top of my head. I was thinking that.
Yeah. So I am also. I'll let you know after we finish where I got the information from.
Okay. Yeah, we gonna fact check them because.
Right. Let me find out. We got to do that. Disrespectful for Pride Month. Okay. All right, City. So this is an umbrella term used by some to describe people who think of their sexual orientation or gender identity as outside of societal norms. Some people view this term as more fluid and inclusive than traditional categories for sexual orientation and gender identity.
This poor City.
I'm just gonna say non-binary again.
Everything non-binary. So this is actually
It's
the
like
cue.
default answers.
Yeah.
The world is going on.
This is the Q in the LGBTQ acronym. So this is the term.
Yes, I keep on getting different definitions. Like queer to me means strange. So but I guess that kind of does sum that up. Queer means strange. So I thought that it meant like
Webster's definition, or are we speaking in the community as well?
What? But not like strange in a negative way, but it just means like that kind of does sum up the definition. Like, you can't really put a understanding on what they do.
Yes, that's why it's like umbrella term. Like,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Tati, back to you.
Oh my gosh, man. This is like so unfortunate.
It is. A little bit. So this describes a person whose gender identity and assigned sex at birth do not correspond. Also used as an umbrella term to include gender identities outside of male and female. Okay, so let's go with the first sentence. We don't want to use the second one since that confused us. Describes a person whose gender identity and assigned sex at birth do not correspond.
Oh.
I think you got that, Tatiana.
But wouldn't it? Are we still talking in terms? Oh God, see, it's the problem. I think too much. I just feel like the word should be gender.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! Well, no, it's not just gender, but gender is a part of it.
There's a word in front of it.
Oh, not trans.
It's her one more time. She gonna get it.
Oh, transgender.
Okay, like come on with it. I cannot with you. Oh my gosh. Okay. So back to City. All right. So I think this is going to be I think you got this one, City. All right. Okay. So a person whose gender identity and assigned sex at birth correspond. This is a person who is not transgender.
It's cisgender.
There we go.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Both of y'all.
Let's get it. Right? 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it. Okay. Back to Tati for the last one for you. This describes a person who experiences little or no sexual attraction to others.
Oh, that's easy.
I call them plants. Asexual.
Yes, that's correct.
I ain't gonna lie, because I know some people. I know I have friends that are that way. And I'm like, yo, we are plant.
That is crazy. All right.
Okay, Tati.
All right. Okay. Let's think. Let's do the last one for City.
Okay.
So this is a sexual orientation that describes a woman who is emotionally and sexually attracted to other women.
she would be a lesbian.
Yes, she would. Yes, she
Right.
would.
Shout out to the
All right.
lesbians.
Yeah.
Shout out to the lesbians. Let's get it, Pride Month.
Yes, good job, guys.
Yes, you did great.
That was rough.
It was a little rough. So, okay, we're going to cite them, right, too. This came from the National LGBT Health Education Center, a program of the Fenway Institute. So we got to look up Fenway in them.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, guys, thanks for playing our icebreaker game. So now we're going to just jump into some questions to get to know a little bit about you both. So both of the questions I'm asking is going, both y'all have a chance to answer. So I'm gonna start with City first. When did you first realize that? Oh, wait, first, what do you both identify as?
Good question. For me, the thing that specifically I think that I identify as is same gender loving, because I identify gay as like a community, and kind of like the reason why I didn't know the answers to most of that stuff, because I feel like gay men, for example, educate me on so many things because of just it really just came down to like what my interests were.
Right.
I guess it's just being into sneakers and into guitars. But uh it kind of becomes more nuanced, I guess, because if somebody, for example, were to drop the F-bomb, I would be extremely offended,
Right.
and that would be geared towards me. But just on the surface, I think I'm more same gender loving,
Okay.
kind of a little bit more out of respect for the gay community, because, that they have like their own language, they have like, their own way of doing everything. And then even the last thing I'll say is that literally every man I've ever dealt with has been gay, considered gay.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's nuances.
Okay. And Tati, how about you?
So I actually identify myself as being a lesbian.
Okay.
I love women, but I actually have a different definition for my sexual orientation, I guess you would be in a sense. So like I'm a lesbian, however, but I do consider myself also sapiosexual, more so when it comes to women. So if I'm attracted to how she thinks, how she carries herself, that to me will it sexually attracts me, to be honest with you. And I don't just give my all to everyone.
Right.
At least nowadays, I've been pretty good for like the last 3-4 years now. When we turn 30, it changes the world, all right?
Right. So in layman's terms, she says she's not an out here lesbian. Okay. She says she wants to know what's going on up here,
right,
before we get to down there. Okay,
yeah.
Let's get it.
Okay, so Tati, we'll start with you first for this question. When did you first realize that you were attracted to the same sex?
I've actually always known. I want to say I was probably about maybe 5 or 6 when I noticed the attraction, and I didn't understand why I had the attraction to other women. It wasn't more so any woman that crossed my mind, or it was just random girls in school, and I thought that was a little strange. And then it wasn't until I was 16 years old, I met my best friend today, and she explained to me that she was a lesbian. I was like, well, what do you mean? What's a lesbian? A little bit of a closed-minded self, but then I realized when she explained it to me, she's like, well, you're attracted to other women. And I personally thought it was only men. I never knew women could be attracted to other women. And so it was that conversation that her and I had. I never forget it, in Canada. And that's a long another story, but that's when it was like, oh, so this is okay. This is normal. So you have 2 ages. Attraction, it was definitely like around about 5 or 6 years old. And then actually acknowledging and understanding that it wasn't just me, it was actually normal to be this way and okay to be this way, about 16 years old.
Okay. And City, how about you?
Mine was just as young, maybe actually a little bit younger. So I remember I was attracted to men as young as 4 years old. And it's interesting because it's the second that I realized, I remember the time, the date, not the date, but I remember the time exactly what I was doing. And I remember as soon as it hit me, I like boys or men, because I was a boy at the time. That I knew it was wrong, and it was like some really. Can we cuss on here?
Yeah, of course.
I was gonna say it was some really fucked up
the
shit.
fucking
vibe. Okay. It was some really fucked up shit because like the second that I realized that I was gay, not even the second later, I was like, this shit is wrong. So I already knew, and I don't even know how you could understand that as a young age, that you knew it was wrong as soon as it came on. So as soon as it came on, like this is something I have to keep a secret. So I say all that to say too, it took me very late in the game. I think 20 years old was when I first came out to my roommate at the time and his girlfriend, who's actually a super famous fashion designer. Shout out to Anifa.
Okay.
Yeah, but I came out to them first, and I remember Anifa was the one who asked me, and I think just knowing me, I've always had kind of like this femme side. I've always, it's not. I guess it was. I never did anything to not be myself.
Right.
Although I hid that from people, if that makes sense. So long story short, she asked me, and I remember I came out as bi, which was a complete like just to still have feel some sense of security or some safety net. And then maybe it took me a whole year before I finally was like, all right, I'm gay. And it's cool. And then even the same gender loving understanding that came more recently, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, when I realized that a lot of the gay men I was meeting, I'm like, man, we really just, I mean, we vibe on different levels, but like where you have so many differences about us, like, you know what I mean? Like I felt like an outcast in the gay community, honestly. And if I'm being completely honest, they made me feel like an outcast. So then later on, I understood myself as same gender loving. I'm very attracted to men. So yeah.
So City, I've known you for a while now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when we first met, you weren't out yet.
No,
I can't even remember like how old we were.
We were like 16.
Really?
We were that young, yeah.
Wow.
I can't even remember. Like that's a long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being like we were that young, but
it might even been 15, but like 15, 16. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So City, you actually you said something and it sparked a little like a question in my head. So I hope it's relatable. But have you ever, or Tati as well, you can answer the question after. Have you ever dealt with someone who wasn't fully out, or someone that was considered down low, or even they're straight and they're questioning, their position in the community?
I come across that fairly frequently in the gay community, way less nowadays than back in the day. It's great because my last dealing with somebody was literally this, and I'm not a fan of it at any time. I think that you should be completely comfortable and completely unapologetic. Your sexuality and who and what and whatever you're not attracted to. So that's not like there's an idea, which I think it's just an idea that people think that like DL men or straight men are attractive, or like homosexual men in general are like after straight men. And it's like, I think for most men, like I think that could be the completely opposite from the truth. Like it's not attractive to like witness and be a part of somebody's like secret and just commotion and
yes, mess.
Yeah, so definitely I've dated, absolutely not. That's just like a line I draw. Like you have to be very comfortable with yourself. Like had feelings with, absolutely. But in general, no, I 100% avoid those people because it's like that's not cute. And the crazy thing is the reason why it's so easy to avoid because they swear it's cute. It's like, wait, that's not turning me on. Like it's literally
this is not the chase I want.
Yeah,
this is not the chase I want.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So Tati, what about you?
I have. It was probably For the record, I'm almost mid 30s. I'm almost there. All right, go. So, Lord, the number. I don't feel it though. But so I'm throwing a number
Black don't
out
cry.
there. It don't. It sure don't. I would say probably it was anytime between maybe when I was 18 and maybe 25-ish. I mean, it's more so you do it. It's very simple. It's very similar to, you know, City's experience. As a woman, it's a little bit difficult, you know, same thing. You know, you women see you and it's like you're attracted to them, but no, I don't want every single one of them. And then you attract them. And it's like, oh shoot, like it was an accident. On my time, it's always an accident. I swear it is, but let them not say that. But yeah, I dealt with it. But as I've gotten older, it's now part of my must-haves. So unfortunately, as of probably about 2 years ago, I won't, you know, not date I'm sorry to say, but I won't date a woman that does it you know, is in the closet. I just won't do it. It's just not comfortable for me. I want to be comfortable in my own skin. My own family and friends accept me. I don't have time to entertain or have secrets. So I did actually date someone when I was about 30 years old. Her family didn't know, and then when they found out, it wasn't a bad way, but she explained to them, you know how she felt, and it was about me, and I was there. It wasn't really pleasant, and you know, I you know, after 30, you think long term, and so I was thinking to myself like, okay, if this is how it was meeting your mother, and your father, and your stepfather was really welcoming, I would want to be comfortable. I want my kids to be comfortable, and I really don't have the time, in my opinion, and my mindset was I don't have the time to just keep playing this game or even ducking and dodging on if I'm impressing the family or not. So I definitely had my share, but now it's a nope, like can't be in the closet. Everybody needs to know, you know, that just makes me feel comfortable. Like you don't want to be uncomfortable. So, but it was quite an experience. I mean, you live life. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Right. It almost seems like a almost like a rite of passage. Like it's just like one step you have to get through to kind of like really get to know yourself and know like what you like and what you're not going to deal with.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So this, like I said, all questions are direct to both of y'all. Tati, do you plan on getting married like at some point and having children?
I would like to. I think it's the idea. I'm a party person, undercover party person. I want to get married, just have a reception. This sounds so fucked up.
Oh my goodness.
I want to have a big party, and get all the money. But so yes, I actually do want to get married. Is it something that I'm pressing? In my 20s, I was. Yeah. Currently, I'm not pressing. I'm really go with the flow type of vibe person. If something happens, then we'll see what happens and go from there. Do I want kids? Yes, I want them. I will admit that I do not want to be the carrier. That's a question we get all the time. Do you want to carry the babies? No. No. I have my own preference. You know, it still freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie. Dominique, I remember this. I remember when she was pregnant. I was like, that's so weird. I think it's so weird as a living person in your belly. And so for me, I don't want to carry it, but I've also wanted that emotional attachment, you know, with my wife or my partner, we'll say, even a life partner. You don't even have to get married, to be honest. Like, you with it, we with it. We can just see what happens and where it goes. So that's two sides I know. I didn't answer the question, but I answered it. Welcome to my life. You know, and as far as the kids, like I'm kind of half and half. Like I'm getting up in there in age, and it comes to the point where it's like, well, damn, like, do I really want kids or want to keep them during my life? Do I want them? I would love them. You know, I thought about maybe foster children, maybe adopting. I mean, foster is great, but I don't like that whole disconnection. Like you're with them for a month or 6 months or maybe 3 years and then they're gone. So I think that would hurt me personally. But yeah, I would like to have kids. You know, I mean, if my partner wants to have kids, she's okay with it. The thing is, for me, I guess emotionally tied, it's a life-changing experience. So if you're willing to have someone's child, you know, I commend you for that because you're pretty much, you have the possibility of losing your life. And so do I personally, am I no, you need to have kids? I've had these conversations, just a typical lesbian conversation. I'm sorry, like women who date other women conversations. I now he's cracking up. It's true. I'm just being honest. We always come across that question. You want to have a kid? You want to have kids? You want to get married? It's normal, but for me, like I've been like, I'm really a toss up, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I answered your question, but I literally am all over the place because I'm very free flowing. It depends on also my partner. Off topic, but on topic, I believe that's also what makes your relationship great with your partner. Having an understanding financially, as well as growth between each other, as well as your career, and your money, like your money, your kids, your family, and all that's to me is part of it. So
City,
I'm
how about
definitely one of those.
Well, like Tati, I do not want to be the carrier. So yeah, don't want to be pregnant. But I do want to have kids 100%. I want to have so the way that I see my future is to answer the married question. I'm probably not going to be married. I do want to be with one guy for the rest of my life. I don't want the heteronormative certificate legal documents that bind us together. I just think that for me personally, it's so unnecessary. Like it doesn't play a role in a meaningful relationship for me. And even furthermore, I think that that's even deter or prove to me how meaningful our relationship is, the fact that we could sustain it for so long without being legally tied to one another. So marriage for me, I'm not very open-minded to that, even though I kind of do want to do like a little reception type vibe.
Okay.
It's the
Y'all
party.
trying to party.
Look,
To celebrate love. I'm all about celebration and I'm all about love. Those are two of the things I do believe in. um and then kids, the way that I see my kid situation in the future, how ideally is I'll have a surrogate. uh, the surrogate would be 150,000% taken care of. She's going to live in the east wing of the house. She's going to be the mother of me and my partner's child, I guess, to bind us together. I do also want to adopt as well too, just to help out and just to take on, because I definitely believe that there's a lot of Black kids that are going untaken care of, and I definitely think that every Black person who can and has the means, to add a family member should. So yeah, so I see the way my future, how I see myself and what I'm working towards is what I would call a non-traditional family, where it is a surrogate. She can choose to have other kids with her man. She can have a man. At the end of the day, because she's going to be the legal mother of my child, I see myself taking care of her financially any way that she ever would need to be taken care of. And then, yeah, I don't know if that answered the question. Is there any questions or follow up on that?
It do. All right, real quick,
Yeah.
because we running out of time, but I do want to ask this question. So, when you guys are in relationships, do you use toys in the bedroom? And if you do, what do you like to do? We got 5 minutes, but I need to hear this from both of y'all.
go ahead, City. You can go first.
Blushing right
Don't
now.
be scared.
I ain't scared.
I'm scared.
Come on,
Okay.
keep it real. We need the tea.
All right. Damn. I'm trying to think of how real should I be right now.
Shit, I'm real real.
I mean, are we talking anal beads, butt plugs?
See, I want to know the specific toy, huh? Okay. Well,
Look,
let me say this without
a category.
All right. I will say this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. I bought my first of all, I'll preface it with this. I've been very close-minded to sex toys, because they always kind of freaked me out and weirded me out in a way. That's just me. But I did just buy my first sex toy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Okay.
I bought it because even though me and this gentleman, we have a very casual relationship, it's nothing serious. It's consistent. He wanted me to get it, so I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll get it.
Okay.
So damn, I'm putting all my business out there. I'll say that
Yeah.
he's supposed to be over here this weekend and we're supposed to try it. Damn it.
We don't know who he is though.
Look, he's anonymous at this point, City. So you're good.
We ain't asking for his name or nothing.
Yeah, no Instagram handles. You know, just
and it's casual. We're not like nothing serious.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
This is the first time trying this, so
Okay, cool.
All right, Tati, what about you? Since you tried to throw it to City first, now I need
right, throw it back.
City, you can take this first. Now I need this. Come on with it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like to explore.
Okay.
I've definitely shopped a couple of times. I had like a breaking period, but for about 15 years. Yeah, I swear. Real quick. Like when I was younger, I was like, oh, let's buy a strap-on. And I know the fuck I was doing. I know what the fuck I was doing. And back then, I knew it was some shit. I knew it was some trash. So I gave it up. I was like, screw this. Let me go with it. And then like about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I met someone, and this girl kind of opened my perspective, and I was like, like it opened back that that's top to top. And I was like, yeah, I forgot about this. And it was like I was down for whatever. And it was more so I'm gonna give you the visual. I'm here for that Mr. Gray action, but I like to be Mr. Gray. So that's what I like.
KINK is going on.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Let's be
Tati,
honest.
What size is the strap? How many inches? No, I'm very curious. I asked y'all, okay?
I'm very particular. I'm very particular. Okay, I personally am very particular. I think of the woman first, who I'm intimate with. Mm-hmm. So I think about her and what she's comfortable. Also think about the shape and what it can do and what it can't do. Because honestly, I do believe that the user is the one that can really do everything. And I promise you, I don't get no. Okay. So for me, I would say an average has it been anywhere between, I think it was like 5.5 and 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Hasn't been too long, but I'm noticing that it's from women. Like they're like, I don't care. Like it's more, again, that goes that sexuality. It's just like I'm attached to you. You know what I mean? It's more of an experience. So sex to me is an experience. I like to enjoy. I like to have fun, and I'm down for it. Like, but hey, look, ain't nothing coming in my butt. I swear. Look.
I know that's right, Tati.
Nah.
She said, know your boundaries. Okay.
Know your boundaries.
I want to take a second to thank you both for being here and being open.
Yes.
As our time is running out.
Yes.
More time because the conversation was just getting really spicy. We definitely need to have y'all on again so we can do like a part 2 because this was fun and I really
absolutely. And it's Pride Month.
Yes, and thank you, Tati, for being guest on our podcast. This will be out before the end of this month to celebrate Pride Month.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
And again, we're gonna really think about that part 2. I like that idea.
That's a good idea.
Because it was just getting spicy. Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
According to the FBI, as of March 2021, hate crimes are reportedly on the rise nationally. 17% of those incidents reported are directed to the LGBTQ community. So please, everyone, be safe, be vigilant. If you're in a situation and it feels weird, then it's weird. Call a friend, call someone to get help. Let's all spread more love and not hate. From the fucking vibes. Peace.